Somewhere right now a couple is sitting in the same room feeling completely alone. They love each other. They remember why they fell in love. But something invisible has grown between them. A distance that nobody planned and nobody knows how to close. Half of all marriages end in divorce. Most of the ones that survive are not happy, they are just enduring. But in Japan something different happens. Japanese couples have a quietly extraordinary track record of staying together, not out of obligation, but out of genuine devotion. And it comes down to one thing they never do. One single thing that destroys more relationships than any argument, any betrayal, any distance ever could. By the end of this video you will know exactly what that one thing is, and how to make sure you never do it either. Most relationships do not end with a dramatic fight or a sudden betrayal. They end quietly, slowly. Two people sitting in the same room feeling completely invisible to each other. It happens so gradually that most couples never even notice until it is too late. They stop choosing each other in the small moments. The good morning. The how was your day? The I noticed you seem tired. Japan understood something about relationships that most of the world is still learning. The biggest threat to love is not conflict. It is disconnection. And disconnection always begins with one thing. Here is the one thing Japanese partners never do. They never shame each other in public. Not a subtle eye roll at dinner. Not a dismissive comment in front of friends. Not a sigh that says you embarrassed me. In Japan there is a deeply held belief what happens between two people stays between two people. Your partner's weakness is not yours to display. Your partner's mistake is not yours to announce. When you shame the person you love in front of others, you do not just hurt them in that moment. You destroy the one thing every relationship cannot survive without. Safety. And once a person no longer feels safe with you, they begin to leave. Even if they never physically go anywhere. Japan has a concept called Amae. It means the beautiful safety of depending completely on someone who loves you. In Western relationships we are told to be independent. To not need too much. To never appear vulnerable or weak. But Japan sees vulnerability between partners completely differently. When you allow yourself to truly depend on your partner, and when your partner rises to hold that dependence with care, something extraordinary happens. Trust deepens beyond words. The relationship becomes a safe harbor in an unsafe world. Amae is not weakness. It is the highest form of intimacy two people can share. In Japan there is a concept called ma. It means the meaningful space between things. The pause between notes that makes music beautiful. The silence between words that makes conversation deep. Japanese couples understand that silence between partners is not emptiness. It is connection at its most honest. Most people feel compelled to fill every silence with words. Japan teaches that the ability to sit in complete silence with someone you love, without anxiety, without performance, without explanation, is one of the deepest forms of intimacy that exists. If you can be silent together, you can survive anything together. Japan has a word called Omoiyari. It means the ability to anticipate what another person needs before they even know they need it themselves. Not because they told you, not because you asked, but because you pay such close and loving attention to the person in front of you that their needs become visible to you before they become words. Omoiyari is not grand romantic gestures. It is the quiet meal prepared when your partner looks tired, the coat brought before they feel cold, the glass of water placed beside them before they feel thirsty. It is love expressed not through declarations, but through daily devotion to truly seeing another person. One of the most quietly destructive habits in relationships is keeping score. I did this, so you owe me that. I gave more last week, so it is your turn now. I sacrificed this, so you should sacrifice that. Japanese relationship philosophy considers this poison. When you keep score, you turn love into a transaction. And nobody falls in love with a transaction. Japanese couples give without calculating. They serve without recording. They show up without expecting an equal return. Not because they are naive, but because they understand that love is not an economy. It is a garden. You do not water half the garden and wait for the other half to water itself. You water all of it. Every single day. Because you want it to grow. Every relationship has conflict. Japan does not pretend otherwise. What separates lasting couples is what happens in the silence after. Japanese couples have repair rituals. A cup of tea placed quietly on the other person's side. A hand extended open across the silence. Small quiet gestures that say, "The argument is over and I still choose you." Most couples let conflict become permanent distance. Japanese couples treat every repair as sacred, because coming back to each other every single time is the entire point. In Japan, respect lives in the smallest moments. The umbrella held over her head before his own comfort. The disagreement handled privately so her dignity stays intact. The introduction that makes her stand slightly taller. The phone turned face down without being asked because what she is saying matters more than anything on that screen. These are not grand gestures. They are daily quiet choices. And every single one sends the same message. You are seen, you are valued. You are worth my full attention. A person who receives this every day never has to wonder if they are loved. Japanese love is not declared. It is demonstrated. In the smallest possible ways. Every single day. A book bought secretly because you noticed her face light up when she held it. A lamp adjusted without being asked because the light was falling wrong on her pages. None of these things make headlines, but they accumulate. Every small act of love is a deposit into something invisible, but completely real. The couples who make these small deposits every single day build something no argument, no difficulty, and no amount of time can ever fully break. The Japanese understand that two people in a relationship must each keep growing, separately and together. A partner who stops being curious stops being interesting. Japanese couples invest in their own growth and celebrate each other's. They stay genuinely interested in who their partner is becoming. They surprise each other. They introduce each other to new ways of seeing. Because the most lasting attraction is not physical. It is the electricity of two curious minds who keep discovering each other. Choose someone who keeps surprising you. That is the relationship that never runs out. The deepest form of love in Japan is not passion. It is knowledge. Knowing which silence means they are tired and which means they are thinking. Knowing what they need before they know themselves. Knowing the question that will make them feel truly seen. This kind of knowing does not happen in grand romantic moments. It is built in thousands of ordinary ones. The couples who invest in truly knowing each other. Not the surface version but the real one underneath. Build something that passion alone could never sustain. To be truly known by someone is the greatest gift one human being can give another. The one thing Japanese partners never do is stop choosing each other. Not in the small moments. Not in the difficult ones. Not when it is easy and not when it is hard. They never stop showing up. Never stop noticing. Never stop repairing. Never stop growing. Never stop knowing. Love in Japan is not something that happens to you. It is something you build, quietly, deliberately, carefully, one small intentional act at a time. Every single day for the rest of your life. You already know the person you want to build it with. The only question that remains is whether you are willing to start today. If this video gave you something real, subscribe to KODORO. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And we will see you in the next one.